What is vibin? This is Vish, and today I will be reacting to Mike Tyson hits Sadhguru with the heavyweight question by Sadhguru video. I'm a meditation coach and have been meditating for over 2 years, and I've guided hundreds of people with their meditation journeys. If you have any questions about how to meditate or how to start, DM me on Instagram at VishVibez. Now, Sadhguru has been a huge inspiration to the spiritual journey of the self. I got more into spirituality about a year ago, and he really has inspired a lot of the amazing nuggets of wisdom that have just sprouted inside. And it's a very logical process of talk he has, and a lot of the things he says just resonate with me. So I do want to do a huge shout out to Sadhguru for being super kind and sharing all this amazing advice. This video's intent is really just gonna come down to reacting to his advice and then breaking down a few of the things, maybe posing a few questions, and at the end just reflecting on that whole video. And this one is gonna be a big video. I used to be a pretty decent boxing fan, and this is one featuring Mike Tyson. Who would have ever thought Mike Tyson and Sadhguru? Like, it just blows the mind. And I'm very excited for this video. Let's get straight into it.
Hey Sadhguru, it's me, Mike, and good luck with your motorcycle tour across America. And I had a question to ask you.
All right, before I start, I gotta say, Mike Tyson is just vibing out in this really cool background of a swimming pool, and it seems like a cage of birds. I don't know, that's very interesting, to say the least. And this man is looking big. I did hear that he's getting back into boxing and potentially fighting again, so I could tell that the work hasn't been made. Let's get back into the video.
I was wondering, the year 2020, with all this, diversity and division, and just all the controversy with the coronavirus, how do you think we're going to receive any peace from this crisis?
Namaskaram, Mike.
Wow, Sadhguru is all suited up. He low-key looks like a Spider-Man. Super random, but I'm not sure if y'all have ever seen the original first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and there was this one match where he was fighting in a cage and he made this suit on his own, and it kind of looks like that suit, so I just had to make that connection.
Sadhguru here. I heard that you are again training for a fight. Are you ready to fight the Terminator? No, don't take it seriously. Let me…
I love his laugh, by the way.
Okay, that's me, you can see. No punching, okay?
I think he's afraid.
About peace. We must understand, peace will not happen in America, Africa, India, anywhere. Peace can only happen within us. And as everything is, in terms of human experience, it happens only from within us. That is true for peace also. Well, one way of putting this is, all human experience has a chemical basis to it. We must explore this, how to create a chemistry of blissfulness. This is what inner engineering is about. I'm sorry we were not able to teach you the practice. If you're willing, I'll ask one of the teachers to come and teach you the practice which will create a chemistry of peacefulness and blissfulness. This is the only way forward for humanity. If we are expecting outside situations will be all wonderful for us, no, anytime they can turn around, as you see right now, but outside situation is not the real thing. What's happening within us is the real thing, and we can ensure that what happens within us happens the way we want it. Of course, as you say, you want peace. If peace happens, you will want joy. If joy happens, you will want blissfulness. If blissfulness happens, you will want ecstatic states of being. Well, all this is possible within the human being, if only we are willing to turn around and do what is needed within ourselves. It's my wish and my blessing. You must know peace and blissfulness, everything that's possible that we can do, we'll do it for you. The initial invitation for fight, don't take that seriously with me, okay, please? All the best for you, whatever you're training for. It's wonderful at this stage in your life, you're coming back at least for the fun of it, if not for competition part. It's really great that you are in a shape to even attempt this. Wonderful. You must ride with me, Mike. I'm exploring spiritual America on my motorcycle. Ride with me.
Wow, this video was amazing, to say the least. Like I said earlier, I was super excited to see Sadhguru and Mike Tyson collabing. I mean, just even interacting. It's really cool. I mean, kind of going back to the question which Mike Tyson asked Sadhguru, I would have to say I'm truly grateful for the year of 2020. 2020, yes, has been filled with a lot of unfortunate events, whether it being the COVID pandemic, the mental health pandemic, even just starting with Kobe's death. I mean, he was a huge inspiration to me. Looking at it from a very gratitude perspective, just observing not only the growth of Sadhguru, but when people are having these mental health crises and problems and any sort of suffering, what tends to happen is people tend to go in this direction of spirituality. And I can see that happening more now than ever before. And so that's definitely helped with the growth of Sadhguru and his teachings and him being able to spread all of that amazing wisdom. And as a result, the whole idea of virtual interactions has really taken a rise. And in the past, where people were so busy with flying and meeting people in person to in person, it was really hard and difficult for people to make time for meeting people from other backgrounds and other countries and so on. But now with the whole virtual setting, people have been able to interact at unprecedented rates. Now, the reason I say this is because like I said, just could not believe that Sadhguru and Mike Tyson would ever collab. And so I'm truly grateful for this video. Now, getting into this video, I guess just a little context as to what was occurring during the time of the video. It really came down to Sadhguru exploring spiritual America. And what that means is that he took on this expedition. This is, I think, right after COVID started. And he had a bunch of large-scale events where he was initiating people into these yogic practices, and because of COVID he had to shut them down. And what I really admire about him is very similar to the Stoic principles of adapting. He decided to not just stop and do nothing, but explore spiritual America instead of teaching those programs which weren't really possible anymore. And so what that meant was interacting with the Native Americans and their spiritual culture. And again, that itself was a very unprecedented thing. I would have never thought I would see the Indian spirituality from India connecting with the Indians or the Native Americans of America. And it's really interesting to see that they actually do share a lot of similarities with the spiritual aspects. And it seems like it was confirmed, at least according to the video, that Mike Tyson was fighting. And like I said, it's a huge shout out to him for getting in shape and being this old and not giving up. Now, kind of getting into the actual reflection for the video, I would have to say this video is a beautiful reflection for the year 2020. Yes, like Sadhguru says, initially people do have all these problems going on. And I mean, that's the reason why Mike Tyson himself asked, right? Like, what do you do in the crisis when the whole world is kind of falling apart, quote unquote? But what I would have to say to that is a really cool saying which I've heard, and it's, sometimes things fall apart to build something even stronger. And you can take a second to let that sink in. And what that means is really just, understanding and accepting what is happening in the world and not fighting or resisting against what is occurring, and then taking the conscious action for what is happening if necessary. And there are sometimes things that happen that are just out of our control and that we can't do anything. However, back to what Sadhguru was saying in the video, what we can control or should be able to control is the inner self. We can't control the whole world, but if we can control the inner self, and every single individual on this planet is able to do that, this world would truly be a much more conscious planet, or as Eckhart Tolle calls it, the new earth. And Sadhguru does refer to this practice called inner engineering. This is an online program that is being taught, and I am about to start that very soon, and we'll be definitely sharing that journey with you. The term inner engineering itself is a very fascinating term because if you think about it, most of the world and the developments that have occurred have all been in the direction of external engineering. Whether it's building these massive structures or just technology, anything you could think of have all been external. And it's really nice to see that. And comfort-wise and pleasure-wise, we're probably at the most comfortable state humanity has ever been in. But what is interesting to note, as Sadhguru has mentioned in other videos, we're at the most comfortable state, yet the most miserable state. People are not happy. People have all these luxuries and technologies and comfort, but are still not at peace. And that is why, Tyson asked this question, and to kind of give a bit more of a reflection as to what Sadhguru has talked about in his other videos is, the idea that when you strive for peace, after peace you will aim for joyfulness. After joyfulness, you'll aim for blissfulness. And then after blissfulness, you'll aim for ecstasy. And these are very achievable things. However, it is important to note that these things shouldn't be searched for in the external, but on the internal. And it's a place that we all have. And it's really cool to see Sadhguru talk about how people shouldn't just rest for peace. People shouldn't settle for peace. Peace is a great thing, and when you're content with that, it's beautiful, but that does lead to a lot of stagnation. And so what he says is to take it a bit further and go from peace to ecstasy, and that way you can not only be present, but also be present while doing action. And that way, whatever you do in life, you'll be joyful, you'll be ecstatic, and truly make the world a much more conscious and better place. With that, thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch the breakdown as well as the general reflection I had from the video. And take it joyfully, make it a great day, and stay conscious.